Carnation Evaporated Milk presents the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Gracie, I've been looking for you all over. I've got Blanche's Christmas presents here.
Oh,
will you hide them for me?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, I got her a red alligator bag and shoes to match.
Oh, it's lovely, Harry. But I always thought alligators were brown.
It's dyed.
Oh, well, I hope it has if they made a bag and shoes out of it.
Look, Gracie, where can I hide these?
Oh, well, I'll put them in the clothes closet.
Thank you.
Yes, Blanche.
Look, Gracie, I'll hide them. You talk to Blanche.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and remember,
Huh?
you haven't seen me.
Oh, shh. Hi, honey. Hi, Blanche. Oh, hi, Blanche.
Who are you talking to?
Well, it couldn't have been Harry. I haven't seen him.
What?
Say, Blanche, will you go to the train with me today? Mamie Kelly and her 3 children are arriving in about an hour.
Oh, sure. They're going to spend the holidays with you.
Yes, and George is so happy.
George is happy?
Well, he must be. He said, with 30 million homes in this country, just my luck, they're coming here.
Well, anyway, having children around the holidays, I think it's the only thing in the whole world. What's that for?
Oh, not you, Blanche, Harry.
Hello, Harry.
Hi. I was inside talking to George.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was. So help me, I was. If you don't believe me, ask Gracie. Wasn't I, Gracie?
Well, better yet, ask George. He'll be home in a few minutes.
I got tired of waiting for him.
Oh, Harry. Gracie and I are going down to the station to meet Mamie Kelly and her 3 children. Why don't you come along and help us carry the luggage?
Mamie Kelly and her 3 children, when they were here before, they kicked me. They shot out the window of that door.
Oh, yes, Harry. I'm glad you remembered them.
Well, I will not help with their luggage.
Oh, yes, you will.
No, I won't. Well, I won't.
Well, only 2 more days to do your shopping. Of course, the smart people are all through. Only dopes wait until now. Be surprised how many dopes there are. Thought I'd never get out of that store today. I went shopping with Gracie. It's quite an experience. We're standing in line having a gift wrap, and Gracie fell into a conversation with this woman in front of her. And, well, I shouldn't say that she fell in. She jumped in. You see, nobody is a stranger to Gracie. She loves to talk to people that she's never seen before, which makes it nice because they're the people who talk to her. Anyway, this woman said that she was visiting here from New York State and that her husband ran a Buffalo newspaper. And Gracie says, that's wonderful. How did he teach him to read? And then before I knew it, she was talking to some other woman. And this woman was buying gloves for her children to give to their teachers for Christmas. And she told Gracie that she hoped that they wouldn't be too tight. And Gracie said, well, if they are, why don't you wait until they sober up? Do you know in about 20 minutes we had that counter all to ourselves? As I said, shopping with Gracie is quite an experience. I wouldn't go through that again for $8.75. The expression used to be, I wouldn't go through that again for $1,000. But I'm figuring it after taxes. Another thing happened in the store. Oh, our Christmas guests are arriving. Yeah, that's them. Lud, a little entrance music. Mamie, you did it. You did it, Mamie. One of my good cigars. Yes, Mamie, you did it.
The house looks so nice and
Do
crispy.
you think so, Mamie? I just got that juice today. Do you like it?
Okay, out. You did it, too. There it is. Another one.
Let's see where you're all going to sleep.
Where do you want to stay?
Yeah, I went down.
Thank you, Harry. That's wonderful. Now, I was just saying, I want to see where everybody's going to sleep. You three children can have the front bed. And Mamie, you and I will sleep in our bedroom.
Oh, I don't want to crowd George out of his bed.
Oh, he won't be in it.
Joe was coming on a later train, Gracie.
Yes, we'll take the spare room,
Okay.
Gracie.
Oh, all right. Well, then that settles everything. Everybody is settled except Blanche and Harry.
Gracie, we live next door. Maybe we could sleep over there, huh?
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Well, that's yes. Look, Harry, will you bring the things upstairs, please?
Was George standing right there?
Oh, George, move over.
Harry, I'll take it.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Mamie.
Thank you,
Gwen?
Oh, yes, I will then. Can we go out and play? Jill, can we go out and play?
I don't know. Mother, can we go out and play? Gracie, is it all right if the children go out and play?
George, is it all right if the children go out and play?
Wait, I'll call my agent.
Yes, now be very careful going up the stairs. Don't listen. Oh, Mamie, I'm so glad you could come down for Christmas.
June, I have so many things to tell you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, while you're telling, I'll get some coffee. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You get it. I'll sit there so I won't miss anything. Oh, all right.
Oh, you'll never change.
Well, I'll get the coffee.
Oh, George. I have some Christmas presents in that big grip. Will you bring it down?
Okay, Mamie.
Oh, Mamie, I'm just dying to hear what you have to tell me.
Well,
Yeah, Mamie.
No, George. That's not the grip.
You said the big one.
Well, I meant the other big one.
Well, the other big one is smaller than this big one.
That's what it is.
Is that the one? Good, Mamie. I'll take it right up. Okay, Mamie.
Mamie, a carnation.
Oh, I love it. Say, Gracie, did you read in the paper where a carnation bull won the first prize at this livestock show?
Yes, and they certainly must have had men judges. The cows give all the milk, and the bull gets the blue ribbon.
It's a man's world, all right.
Yes, that certainly is.
Here I am again.
Oh, thank you. Just put it right
There
there.
it is.
Oh, good.
There you are. Oh, having coffee?
Oh, no, George, no.
No?
No, you were right the first time. It is the other grip.
I thought so.
Well, if you thought so, why did you bring that time?
I'm breaking in these shoes for a friend.
Well, now, Mamie, tell me all the news. How's everybody in San Francisco?
Oh, fine. See, I ran into your Uncle Fred the other day.
Oh, did you? How is he?
Good. Why didn't he ever marry Millie McGrath?
Well, she wouldn't marry him as long as he kept drinking.
He wouldn't stop.
Oh, sure, but when he got sober, he wouldn't marry her.
I'll never forget the Christmas that he gave.
Here we come again.
Oh,
Sure this is the one?
that's
No more left, baby.
Thank you so much.
Okay, there you are.
Awfully nice
Fine.
of you.
Hey, look at this.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Christmas.
Say, Gracie, I noticed you don't have your Christmas tree up. Now, where are we going to put the presents?
Oh,
Oh.
let's see.
How about upstairs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did I tell you who else I saw? Just, who is it? Wait a minute. Oh, children, now give me that. What is it?
Oh, that's George's sweater.
Oh, you'll just pull it all out of shape. Now go on upstairs and get cleaned up. The very idea. Oh, look what they've done.
Well, Mamie, don't worry about it. I'll put armholes in this part, and he can wear it for long underwear.
you like the way Gracie's going to fix my sweater? You know, that kind of thinking runs in her family. Ever tell you the business her father and uncle were in? Her father used to saw barrels in half and then sell the halves to her uncle as wooden tubs. Then her uncle would glue the halves together and sell them to her father for barrels. Now, don't laugh. They picked up $25 a piece a week for years. Of course, they had to go to the unemployment office to pick it up. See, the barrel business didn't make... Oh, a little confusion.
Just a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, I like drum music just as much as anybody, but, well, not all day. And besides, if you keep pounding on the drum, you'll spoil the candy that's inside.
Candy?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. You know, I've never seen the children so happy. What happened?
Well, they've gone to bust open the drum to get the candy that I told them was inside it.
Oh, Harry Morton, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know Mamie doesn't want them to eat between meals.
What's the use?
Oh, Harry, I put your lunch on a tray in the den.
Oh, fine.
Can I hide this in your house?
Well, sure. What is it?
It's a Christmas present for Harry. It's a fishing creel.
Oh, what?
It's a fish... I'll show you. See? It's a basket to keep fish in.
Oh, well, it's very pretty. But you should have brought a bowl. This will never hold water.
No, honey. You don't put water in this. You see, this is for dead fish.
Oh? Well, it's your house.
No, honey. You see, when Harry goes...
Clarence, you call this lunch? If you're trying to get rid of me, why don't you shoot me instead of trying to starve me to death? What's that?
What's what?
That.
Oh, the hat. It's a Christmas present for George.
Yeah, oh, really, Frank? I thought it was for Harry.
No, Gracie, it's a Christmas present you bought for George, remember?
Yes. Oh, yes. Now I remember.
What is it, Gracie?
Guess.
Could be anything.
That's what it is. Oh, and George has wanted one for a long time.
Harry, how would you like to spend Christmas with my mother and father? Don't you dare think a thing like that with children. Besides, you always enjoyed my mother's cooking.
Are you kidding? Except for your father, no tramp has ever come back for a second meal.
Oh, I suppose your mother is a good cook.
She certainly is. She even cans her own food.
She has to. It's the only way the garbage man will accept it.
Look, Blanche, we are not going... Hey, wait a minute! Where did you get those red shoes in that bag?
Throw them in the closet.
Well, you shouldn't do that. They might be somebody's Christmas present.
Oh, Harry, don't be absurd. Who'd want an outfit like that?
Say, there wasn't any candy in this drum, and now we can't play it.
Well, play something else.
Let's play follow the leader. Okay. Poke the elephant. Poke the elephant. Poke the elephant.
Ah! Well, anyway, we are not going to your father's and mother's for Christmas. Good.
They're coming here.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Now, wait a minute, Blanche.
Who do you think is going to play Santa Claus for the Kelly kids Christmas Eve? You You know, it's a shame that they can't have a white Christmas like I had back east when I was a kid. I'd get up Christmas morning and there'd be 4 or 5 inches of snow. Would even be deeper outdoors. But New York is pretty around Christmas time. Take Central Park. Trees covered with snow and icicles, and the lake frozen over, and the children skating. It's real nice. Out here, what do? You go to Palm Springs, sit around a pool. Who do you see? Betty Grable, Ava Gardner, Rita Hayworth, all in swimming suits. What I'd give to see an icicle again. Oh, there's Harry Von Zell with my Santa Claus outfit. Excuse me. Come in.
I guess you know this package is for you.
Oh, and she's pretty, too. What's your name?
This package here.
I know it was this package.
This is Julie Lorenz, George. She's the secretary of the Carnation Company. I was just driving her home from the office.
Hello, Julie.
How do you do, Mr. Burns?
Nice seeing you.
It's a big thrill for Julie. She's just been dying to meet the star of the Carnation television show.
Well, thank you.
You know, George is her husband.
She'll be right in, but thanks for the Santa Claus suit, Harry.
No, wait.
And I'll send...
George, just a minute. You know, there's a lot more to playing Santa than just putting on a red suit. I thought I'd give you a few pointers.
I know how to do it.
I don't think so,
Sure.
You don't realize all... Well, one thing you have to do is be sure and win the children's confidence so they won't be afraid of you.
Oh?
Well, here, I can show you. Julie, here, come here a minute. Now, you watch this, George, because it is important. You know, if you get off on the wrong foot with the child, then you get them frightened. Now, put your arm around old Santa. George, are you watching
I'm
this?
watching.
Now, just give old Santa a great big kiss. George?
I'm watching.
Yeah, well, do you see what happens? She's not afraid of me.
Well, she's not home yet.
Now, another kiss for old Santa.
Look, old Santa, I think I know how to do it.
No.
Julie?
Now, wait, George, wait. You want to go too fast. Now, I haven't even asked her what she wants for Christmas.
Oh, I'd like a diamond bracelet.
Take over.
Oh, no. I'll look at this. No, Harry.
Julie, come here. Sit down here. Now that we're alone, I can tell you something I've been wanting to tell you for a long... You know, it's not by chance that I'm driving you home today.
No?
No, I've had my eye on you for a long time. You remember the first day that I walked into the Carnation office and you were sitting there typing out the commercial?
Mm-hmm.
Well, something clicked. I said to myself right away, that's for me. I thought I'd never seen anything so beautiful.
Oh, Mr. Von Zell.
No, honest. I remember it started out, mothers, do you realize why so many doctors recommend Carnation evaporated milk for baby feeding? And then it went on to tell the mothers why. It said, doctors know that Carnation is especially easy to digest. They know that Carnation is doubly safe. They know that Carnation is richly fortified in vitamin D, the wonderful sunshine vitamin that helps your baby develop strong bones and sound teeth. And then it said 8 out of 10 mothers who use Carnation say their doctor recommended it. Carnation is the milk that every doctor knows. Oh, yes, Julie, I well remember that.
Children, I'll bring you dinner right in there.
Well, that sounds like it's the Kelly kids. Hi, kids. And Mamie, how are you?
Oh, thank you.
Gee, it's Julie, this is Mamie Kelly from San Francisco.
Oh, how do you do?
Oh, say, here is a coincidence. Carnation. Mamie, I was just talking about Carnation, telling Julie here why it's so perfect for baby feeding,
Oh,
you know?
yes. Don't you give your baby carnation? Oh, well, no, you should. Why, my 3 little girls were raised on carnation right from the start. And I still see that they get plenty of carnation every day.
Okay.
Well, now, take this meal, for instance. You see, they have cream of tomato soup made with carnation, and mashed potatoes, and meatloaf, and butterscotch pudding, all made with carnation. You should just taste that pudding.
I'd love to.
And then they like carnation poured over their pudding, too. Oh, I tell you, I've got a million uses for carnation, Harry.
Well, good.
But I should think your wife, of all people, would know how to use carnation.
Well, Mamie...
Well, I'll see you later. I better get this on into the girls.
Well, but,
Bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, bye. She thinks we're married.
Yes, I know.
Oh, Harry.
Yes?
Mamie just told me the news. Congratulations. Oh, she is pretty and young, isn't she?
Oh, well, wait a minute, Gracie.
Oh, and I also heard that you have a baby.
Well, no.
Is it a boy or a girl? fever 1. Oh, she is young, isn't she?
Well, dinner is now over. And it's now exactly 3 hours later. The reason I'm whispering, I don't want the stagehands to find out, because if they do, they'll charge me for 3 hours overtime. Anyway, Mamie is getting the children ready for bed. And, oh, yeah, she told the children she didn't want them to eat between meals, so I used my noodle. I put a little sign on the cookie jar saying, "This jar is empty." I came back a half hour later, and it says, "Now it is." You see, children are much smarter today than... Oh, excuse me.
Oh, no, maybe you better go say goodnight to Aunt Gracie and Uncle George.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night and pleasant dreams.
Yeah.
Tell us a story, Aunt Gracie. Well, all right. I know a lot of stories that I used to know when I was a little girl. Now, which one do you want to hear? Dickens' Christmas Carol. Yeah. Oh, yes. Isn't that the one that starts in Once Upon a Time and it ends with, and they lived happily ever after?
Yeah, I think that's the one, yes.
Yeah. Now, if I could just remember that part in between.
Gracie, it's about Scrooge and Bob Cratchit and his little son, Tiny Tim.
Oh, yes. Now it comes back
That's
to
the
me.
one.
Yes, come around here and I'll tell it to you. Okay. Now, sit right down there. Once upon a time, on a beautiful Christmas morning, Scrooge and Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim went for a walk in the woods while their breakfast was cooling. So, while they were gone, a dear little girl came and knocked on the door. And naturally, nobody answered, so she went inside to see who it was.
Gracie, that's not the way I heard it.
Who told it to you?
My mother.
Oh. Well, this is by Dickens.
You see, this is a different story.
Come on.
All right, she'll finish.
All right. So this little girl saw the breakfast cooling, and she decided to taste it. So she tried the first bowl, and it was too hot. And she tried the second bowl, and it was too cold. And she tried the third bowl, and it was just right. And she ate it all up.
That was Goldilocks.
No, it was porridge.
Oh, yeah, Sam Porridge, a tall feller. I played in Boston with him.
Well, anyway, this poor little girl had 2 rich stepsisters. And then along came Prince Charming with a glass slipper. So he tried it on the first stepsister, and it was too hot. And he tried it on the second stepsister, and it was too cold. And he tried it on the poor little girl, and it just fit. And she married him, and guess who got all the money?
Walt Disney.
You're confusing me.
Mamie, I think it's time for the children to go to sleep. Come on, children. Off you go.
You're telling us a
We'll
story.
finish it tomorrow. Off you go. Come on. Good night. Good night. Good night, children. Happy dreams.
Happy dreams. Oh, now that they're upstairs, why don't you try the Santa Claus suit on?
Wait, you see.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's right up there, George.
All right. George is a wonderful husband, isn't he?
Isn't he really?
You know, you and I were very fortunate to have 2 husbands we did.
Oh, did you get 2?
I mean, you're George and my Joe.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I was away at college when you and George were married. He came to San Francisco with a vaudeville show, didn't he?
Oh, yes. And my mother and I went to see it. And Mamie, do you know, it was love at first sight. Well, when I saw George walk out on the stage, I said, "There's the man I'm going to marry." Boom, something hit me.
Really?
Yes, it was my mother.
She never did like George, did she?
Well, the thing was, she thought that I was too young to marry George.
Oh. Is there much difference between you and George?
Well, sure. He's a man, you know.
Well, I mean, is there much difference between your ages?
Well, there is now, but there wasn't any when we got married.
Oh, wait, there is.
Oh, George! Oh, you look just wonderful.
You're so for the children.
Mamie, it's a pleasure to do it.
Yes.
It's a...
yes.
Oh, children. Oh, no. Run along upstairs, children. Run along, quick. Good night, Uncle George. Oh, George, don't feel bad.
Oh, darling, it wasn't your fault. No wonder they didn't think you were Santa Claus with all these whiskers. Oh.
Well, George and Gracie will be back in just a moment. But you know what I'm going to have right now? After coping with Gracie, I could go for a good, bracing cup of coffee, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Coffee creamed to perfection with carnation evaporated milk. There we have the coffee, and now for the crowning touch. Carnation evaporated milk for added body and richness and flavor. Here we are. Just a touch here and a touch there. And this is going to be it. Excuse me. Now, there is a rare treat, but I'm acting a great deal that this is a rare treat, but there's nothing surprising about this at all. Because actually, you know, carnation has the consistency of cream. Really, it's heavy enough to whip. And there is good, rich cream in every single drop. You know, millions of people like carnation better than cream in their coffee. And I'm sure that you, too, when you try carnation in your coffee, will agree that it gives your coffee an added richness and flavor, a delightful smoothness that ordinary cream just doesn't give you. And when you stop to think that carnation actually costs less than half as much as cream, then you'll know why it pays in every way to cream your coffee with carnation, the milk that whips. And now here's Carnation's own contented couple, George and Gracie.
Delicious. Gracie and I, thank you very much. Gracie and I will be back again 2 weeks from tonight. And Gracie, are you going to wish all our friends a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year?
Oh, yes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, and how about toast to our sponsor?
Oh, yes, we mustn't forget our sponsor.
Yes, here's hoping that you find your stockings full Christmas morning.
Oh, George, cows don't wear stockings.
And how about saying good night?
Good night.
Good night.
Featured in tonight's show were Sarah Selby as Mamie, Jerry James, Melinda Plowman, and Jill Oppenheim as Jerry, Linda, and Jill, and Kathleen O'Malley as Julie. This is Harry Von Zell saying good night for Carnation. The Burns and Allen Show is a CBS television network production.